Shalom, I'm Rabbi David from Rabbi David Torah Wisdom Path, and today I want to speak to you about 3 common foods that are quietly harming your body, draining your strength, and reducing your quality of life without most people even realizing it. These are foods that millions consume daily, thinking they are normal, even harmless. But ancient wisdom and the teachings of the Torah warned us about living with awareness long before modern science confirmed the damage. If you truly want more energy, sharper focus, and a longer, healthier life, then these are things you need to become conscious of and seriously reconsider in your daily diet. But before I share them, I want to ask you something honestly. What is that one food you already know is not good for you, but you still find yourself going back to it? Think about it. Be real with yourself. Now, before we go deeper, let me also say this. Health is not a side topic. It is central to everything in life. Without health, nothing else can be fully enjoyed. True prosperity is not just money or success. It includes your physical well-being, your mental clarity, and your inner peace. As it is written in 3 John 1:2, "The desire is for you to prosper in all things and remain in good health, just as your soul is prospering." Everything is connected. You could have wealth, opportunities, and achievements, but if your body is weak and your energy is gone, none of it can truly be enjoyed. That is why your body must be treated with respect. It is not something to neglect or abuse. It is a sacred trust. In 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, we are reminded that the body is a temple, and what we choose to put into that temple directly shapes our strength, our focus, and even our future. So let's begin with the first harmful food, processed sugar. This is one of the most dangerous and widespread substances in the modern diet. The difficult truth is that sugar is hidden in almost everything today. It is not only in sweets and desserts, but also in breads, sauces, drinks, and packaged foods that are marketed as healthy. Most people consume far more of it than they realize. What happens inside the body is a repeated cycle. When you consume sugar, your blood glucose rises quickly. In response, your body releases insulin to manage it. Then your energy crashes, leaving you tired, unfocused, and craving more sugar to feel normal again. This cycle repeats again and again, slowly stressing the body. Over time, this constant demand on the system can lead to insulin resistance, where the body no longer responds properly. This is one of the pathways that can eventually lead to type 2 diabetes, a condition that affects millions worldwide. But the impact doesn't stop there. Excess sugar also creates an environment where harmful cells and bacteria thrive. It disrupts the balance of your gut, weakens digestion, and lowers immune strength, making the body more vulnerable overall. It also accelerates aging in a very real way. Sugar attaches itself to proteins in the body through a process that damages skin and tissues, leading to wrinkles, stiffness, and premature aging signs. Internally, it also affects the brain, with studies linking high sugar intake to memory issues, brain fog, and long-term cognitive decline. What makes it even more concerning is how powerful its hold can be. Research has shown that sugar can trigger reward responses in the brain, similar to highly addictive substances. This is why many people struggle to reduce it, even when they know it is harming them. The food industry understands this very well and designs products specifically to keep people coming back. From a traditional perspective, natural sweetness was always part of life, such as fruits and honey, not heavily refined and artificial sugars. Even ancient teachings describe natural nourishment as part of a balanced and healthy life, where food supports the body instead of harming it. So the message is not about fear but awareness. When you understand what sugar is doing inside your body, you can begin to make wiser choices and gradually reduce its control over your life. And this is only the beginning. Honey is a natural food. It contains enzymes and has strong antibacterial properties. For thousands of years, it has even been used as a form of natural medicine and healing. It supports the body rather than harming it when used correctly. But refined sugar is completely different. It is a modern creation, developed only within the last couple of centuries, and unlike natural sweeteners, it offers no benefit to the body. Instead, it disrupts balance, weakens energy, and contributes to long-term health issues. So the practical step is simple but powerful. Start removing processed sugar from your daily life as much as possible. Learn to read ingredient labels carefully. If you see added sugars, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial sweeteners, it is better to avoid those products entirely. Instead, return to natural sources of sweetness like honey, dates, and whole fruits. Even then, moderation is important. When you begin making this shift, your body responds quickly. Within a couple of weeks, many people notice steadier energy levels, fewer cravings, improved focus, and an overall sense of internal balance returning. Now moving to the second harmful category, refined grains. This is another major issue in modern diets and is often overlooked. Refined grains include things like white bread, white rice, pasta, crackers, packaged cereals, and many baked goods. The problem is that during processing, these foods lose most of their natural fiber, vitamins, and nutrients. What remains is mostly starch, and starch in the body quickly breaks down into glucose, which behaves very similarly to sugar. This causes rapid spikes in blood sugar, followed by crashes, which again leads to fatigue, hunger, and repeated cravings. It keeps the body in a constant, unstable cycle. Beyond blood sugar issues, refined grains can also create inflammation in the body. This chronic inflammation is linked with many serious health problems, including heart conditions, diabetes, certain cancers, and autoimmune disorders. It also disturbs the gut environment, weakening beneficial bacteria while allowing harmful bacteria to grow, which affects digestion, immunity, mood, and even mental clarity. Another issue is that these foods are dense in calories but poor in nutrition. They don't truly satisfy the body, so people tend to eat more of them, often leading to weight gain over time without real nourishment. From a traditional perspective, grain was never meant to be heavily processed. In ancient times, bread was made from whole grains, freshly ground and freshly prepared. Even in the Torah, bread had significance and was treated with respect and intention, not mass-produced and chemically altered. In modern times, however, most bread is industrially processed, stored for long periods, and filled with preservatives and additives to extend shelf life. But the body can sense the difference between real, whole food and heavily altered products. So the recommendation is to gradually move away from refined grains. Replace white bread with whole grain alternatives where possible. Swap white rice for brown rice, quinoa, or other less processed options. Pasta can be replaced with vegetables like zucchini noodles or used less frequently in its whole grain form. Some people even choose to take a break from grains for a short period, such as 30 days, and report noticeable improvements like better digestion, clearer skin, higher energy, and improved mental focus. Now the third and perhaps most harmful category, industrial seed oils. These include canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, and many products labeled simply as vegetable oil. They are found almost everywhere today, in fried foods, packaged snacks, baked goods, dressings, and sauces. The concern with these oils is not just where they come from, but how they are made. They go through heavy industrial processing involving high heat, chemical solvents, and refining methods that strip away any natural value and often create harmful byproducts. They are also extremely high in omega-6 fats. While the body needs omega-3 and omega-6 in balance, modern diets are heavily overloaded with omega-6, which can contribute to chronic inflammation. This inflammation is connected to many long-term health conditions, including heart disease, metabolic issues, and other chronic illnesses. When these oils are heated during cooking or processing, they can oxidize. Oxidized oils produce free radicals in the body, which damage cells and accelerate aging over time. On top of that, many of these oils come from genetically modified crops that are heavily treated with chemical herbicides, raising further concerns about long-term exposure. In contrast, traditional diets used simple, natural fats. Olive oil, for example, has been used for thousands of years and is mentioned in ancient teachings, including instructions in the Torah such as Exodus 27:20. It is a natural oil that comes directly from pressing olives without chemical processing or industrial refinement. Olive oil, along with coconut oil, butter, and ghee, represents a more natural way of eating fats. Fats that the human body has recognized and used for generations. So the guidance here is to remove industrial seed oils from your kitchen and your diet as much as possible. Focus on traditional, natural fats instead, and always check ingredient labels carefully because these oils are hidden in many packaged foods. This is not about fear but awareness. When you return to simpler, more natural foods, your body often begins to respond with better energy, clearer thinking, and improved overall health. Oil or any other industrial seed oil, avoid it completely. Don't rely on fried foods when eating out either, because most restaurants use cheap, highly processed oils that damage your health over time without you even realizing it. A simple and powerful habit you can adopt is making your own food whenever possible, especially things like salad dressings. Instead of store-bought versions filled with additives, use olive oil, fresh lemon juice, and natural herbs. It's simple, it tastes better, and it supports your health instead of harming it. Now I understand that at this point, you might feel overwhelmed. You may be thinking, I already eat all of these foods every day. How can I possibly change everything at once? I understand that feeling deeply because I've been there myself. For most of my life, I followed a standard modern diet filled with sugar, refined grains, and processed oils. And I felt the consequences in my body. I was overweight, constantly tired, dealing with brain fog, and struggling with digestion issues. But everything started to shift when I began applying the dietary wisdom found in the Torah. I slowly removed processed sugar from my life. I cut out refined grains. I eliminated industrial seed oils completely. And the changes were not small or gradual over years. They began quickly. Within just 30 days, I lost around 15 pounds. My energy levels rose dramatically. My thinking became clearer. My digestion improved in a noticeable way. And what surprised me most is that these changes didn't just disappear, they stayed. I've maintained this way of living for over a decade now. Today, even at 64 years old, I feel more energetic than I did in my 40s. That's not an exaggeration. It's the result of consistent, intentional choices about what I put into my body. So here is my invitation to you. Don't try to change everything overnight. Instead, commit to a 30-day challenge. Just 30 days of removing these 3 major harmful food groups from your diet. Replace them with real, whole, traditional foods that your body recognizes and can use for strength and healing. Then observe what happens. Pay attention to your energy levels. Notice your mental clarity. Watch how your cravings begin to change. Because your body is not against you, it is designed to heal itself when you stop overwhelming it with harmful substances. In Deuteronomy 30:19, it is written that life and death, blessings and curses are placed before you, and the choice is given to choose life. That is the real message here. Choose life through your daily habits. Choose strength. Choose clarity. Choose vitality for yourself and for your family. Stop feeding your body things that slowly weaken it. Start respecting it as the sacred vessel it truly is. And I want to ask you something directly. Out of the 3 foods we discussed, which one is the hardest for you to let go of? And are you willing to challenge yourself for the next 30 days? If this message spoke to you, then continue learning and growing with us here at Rabbi David Torah Wisdom Path. In the next teaching, I will share exactly what I personally eat in a day to maintain strong health, mental clarity, and steady energy, even at my age. Remember this deeply. Your health is your true wealth. Protect it, respect it, and invest in it wisely. Because without health, even the greatest success loses its meaning. Shalom. Seasonal eating is not random at all. It follows a natural design. When the weather becomes cold, certain fruits and foods grow. When it is hot, different kinds of produce appear. When the environment is humid, other foods become available. Nothing about this is accidental. It reflects an intelligent pattern built into nature. And the idea is simple. What grows in your region at a specific time of year is often what your body needs during that exact season. It's aligned with your environment, your climate, and your biological needs. But in today's world, we have completely broken that natural rhythm. We eat fruit shipped from the other side of the planet during winter. We consume vegetables grown in distant countries during summer. Much of our food is harvested early, transported long distances, stored in cold conditions, and then sold weeks later. And then we wonder why it doesn't feel as nourishing as it should. The truth is, it's not coming to us in its natural state. It is no longer connected to the season or the land we are in. It has been removed from its original freshness and life cycle. So the principle becomes very clear and practical. Try to eat local whenever possible. Try to eat seasonally. Visit farmers markets. Support local growers. Choose food that is currently growing in your own region. When you do this, You are not only getting fresher and more nutrient-rich food, but you're also reconnecting with a natural system that supports your body more intelligently than processed global supply chains ever could. Now let me give you a simple, structured 30-day approach to help you fully remove these harmful foods and move toward a healthier, more natural way of eating. In the first week, focus entirely on removing processed sugar. Go through your kitchen carefully. Check every ingredient label. Anything that contains added sugar should be removed. Be strict with this step. Don't keep it. Don't postpone it. Let it go. Replace sugary snacks with natural fruit. Replace soft drinks and sugary beverages with clean water, herbal teas, or freshly prepared juices. At first you may feel strong cravings. That is normal. But if you stay consistent, those cravings usually begin to weaken within a week or so, and many people notice a major shift within 7 to 10 days. In the second week, focus on eliminating refined grains. Remove items like white bread, white rice, pasta, packaged cereals, and crackers. Replace them with whole food alternatives such as brown rice, oats, quinoa, or whole grain options when available. You can also reduce grains further and use substitutes like cauliflower rice, zucchini noodles, or leafy wraps. During this stage, pay attention to how your body feels. Many people report feeling lighter, less bloated, and mentally more alert as they reduce refined carbohydrates. In the third week, eliminate industrial seed oils completely. Go through your pantry again and remove anything containing canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, or similar processed fats. Replace them with traditional fats like olive oil, coconut oil, butter, or ghee. Start preparing more meals at home so you can control what goes into your food. Avoid fried foods when eating out, since most restaurants rely heavily on cheap industrial oils. As you make this change, observe your body. Many people notice reduced inflammation, improved digestion, clearer skin, and less joint discomfort. In the fourth week, focus on rebuilding your diet with fresh, local, seasonal foods. Visit local markets. Choose fresh vegetables and fruits that are currently in season. Include natural foods like raw nuts, seeds, and fresh honey when available. Cook your meals fresh and try to eat them soon after preparation instead of storing them for long periods. Incorporate more raw foods such as salads and fresh fruits whenever possible. As this becomes your routine, you may begin to feel a noticeable increase in vitality, more energy, better mood, and a stronger sense of overall well-being. By the end of these 30 days, your body will likely feel very different. Many people experience clearer thinking, improved energy levels, and a lighter, more balanced feeling in their daily life. And often, they naturally lose the desire to return to old eating habits. Let me also share something personal with you. When I was in my mid-50s, I received a medical warning that I was developing prediabetes. My fasting blood sugar was around 110, and my A1C was 5.9. My doctor clearly told me I was heading toward type 2 diabetes and suggested medication. But instead of immediately accepting that path, I chose to make changes in my lifestyle. I removed processed sugar completely. I cut out refined grains. I eliminated seed oils. And I returned to eating simple, whole, traditional foods. The kind of foods that align with ancient dietary wisdom and Torah principles. Within 6 months, my fasting blood sugar dropped to around 85, and my A1C improved to 5.2. I lost about 30 pounds and my energy levels increased dramatically. Even my doctor was surprised by the transformation and encouraged me to continue what I was doing. Now, years later, I can honestly say I feel stronger and more energetic in my 60s than I did decades earlier. I sleep better, think more clearly, and live without chronic pain or medication. This did not happen because of luck or special genetics. It happened because I changed what I put into my body and respected it as something valuable and sacred. And the same opportunity is available to you. No matter your age or current condition, your body is designed with the ability to heal and restore itself when given the right conditions. It all begins with small, consistent choices, choosing real food, choosing natural food, and slowly returning to the way human beings were meant to eat. Everything we've discussed comes down to one powerful truth. Your health is not random. And it is not something you lose without reason. It is deeply connected to your daily choices, especially the food you eat. When you step back and look at modern eating habits, you begin to see a clear pattern. Foods that are heavily processed, artificially altered, or far removed from their natural state slowly weaken the body over time, even if the damage is not immediately visible. Sugar drains energy and creates dependency cycles. Refined grains strip away nourishment and leave behind empty fuel that spikes and crashes your system. Industrial seed oils silently increase inflammation and disrupt the natural balance your body depends on. These are not just dietary preferences. They are lifestyle forces that shape your long-term strength, clarity, and vitality. But the deeper message here is not fear. It is awareness and responsibility. Your body is not designed to break down under pressure. It is designed to recover, rebuild, and thrive when given the right conditions. Nature already provides everything you need when you return to simplicity. Natural foods, seasonal eating, fresh preparation, and traditional fats are not trends. They are time-tested principles that align with how the human body was originally meant to function. When you eat closer to nature, you begin to feel the difference not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Energy becomes more stable. Thinking becomes clearer. Cravings begin to lose their control over you. The body slowly returns to balance. This is why the challenge is not just about removing 3 harmful food groups. It is about resetting your relationship with food entirely. It is about stepping out of a cycle of dependence on processed systems and stepping back into awareness of what truly nourishes you. When you commit even for a short period, like 30 days, you give your body space to reset. And in that space, healing begins to show itself. You don't have to force transformation. You simply stop interfering with the body's natural intelligence. At the same time, this journey is also about respect. Respect for your body as something valuable, not something to neglect. When ancient wisdom speaks about the body as a temple, it is pointing to the idea that what you put inside it matters deeply. Every meal is a decision that either supports life or slowly weakens it. And over time, those decisions shape your energy, your mood, your focus, and even the length and quality of your life. So the conclusion is simple but powerful. If you want a different life, you must begin with a different way of eating. Not through extremes, not through confusion, but through clarity. Remove what harms you, return to what is natural, and stay consistent long enough for your body to respond. Because it will respond. It always does. The human body is not against you. It is always trying to bring you back to balance. And once you experience even a small taste of that balance, clearer mind, lighter body, steady energy, you begin to understand something important. This is not just a diet change. It is a return to alignment with how life is meant to be lived.